Hello YouTube, this is Sarah from Dan and Sarah Makers, and today I'm going to show you my office makeover. This summer I've spent some time making my office a little more manageable to be in. It's in this atrium type building where all the offices open up into this courtyard, and I absolutely love that. However, it had seen a lot of use over the past 40 years. So I really wanted to do something to it to give it a little bit of a facelift. The first thing I did is picked a half-gallon of paint that I had on hand. I chose a Sherwin peppercorn in a Cashmere series, and it was a gloss paint. And I know gloss kind of sounds like a weird choice for an office wall, but it actually helps reflect the light. If you're picking a darker color, you want to consider using a higher gloss paint so it will reflect the light a little bit more, because otherwise you'll feel like you're in a cave. And I chose Cashmere because it's actually a thicker consistency. It doesn't necessarily have more pigment in it, but when you roll it on the wall, it will stay in a thicker layer on your wall, and so it'll give you this very rich, kind of smooth texture without having to do multiple coats. So in my office, I only put one coat of paint on the walls, and I went from a white to a dark charcoal blue-gray in one coat of paint. Next, I went to Joann Fabrics and I looked for some sort of fabric that I liked that would match the peppercorn paint. So I ended up with this fabric here. I liked it. I liked that it was kind of this earthy leaf pattern, and it went well with the fact that there's this atrium with a little fountain in the middle. That's all lovely. And I liked that it was green, it had a little bit of yellow, and then the gray. So I started putting that up on the back wall of my office. My office has a cork back wall and I'm pretty sure they put that in the 50s or 60s when they built the building, because all the offices have it. So it was just really dark. So I decided I was going to put it on the walls in such a way that I could take it off again if I needed to move to a different office. And so I ended up just using regular old staples, and I stapled the fabric to the wall in such a way that the staples almost disappeared into the gray texture, which I was really happy about. So I ended up with all these hodgepodge shelves that did not match each other, and so the quickest way to make them look uniform was to get some edge banding, and I chose this roll of edge banding from a woodworking store. So what I did is just ironed it on. And again, like $11 I think I spent for the edge banding, and this is a really cool trick if you're trying to make some plywood furniture look really nice really fast and you're not maybe super handy with power tools. Don't tell Dan I said this, because I'm the free spirit. He's the one that goes by the book when it comes to woodworking. I got that all on there using an old iron that I'm not using anymore for clothes. And then I used this double trimmer. It's really cool. You just clamp it to your chunk of edge banding, and you run it along the edge banding, and it trims your edge banding to the thickness of your shelf. Super cool. And then it was a little rough. You have to be a little careful with the direction the grain is going. And so the easiest way for me to fix that problem was just to go over it with some sandpaper or a sanding sponge. I think I ended up using a sanding sponge. And it ended up great. I absolutely love the way it turned out. All the shelves look uniform. Nobody even knew that they were different shelves until they came into my office and like really inspected it. And then lastly, I went through and I used a razor blade and I razor bladed off all the Scotch tape from every surface. I could not believe how much Scotch tape had been stuck to things. I think I spent like 3 hours taking Scotch tape off of walls and windows and doors. It was ridiculous. And then I added my books, added the art because that wall's pretty dark without some pops of lighter color on the wall. And got some hydrangeas from campus. They were giving away the hydrangeas. I thought, oh, perfect, I'll pick some green ones. And that was it. It was a pretty quick overhaul. I love how it turned out. It's been lovely to be in. I was gonna say live in, but hope not. Let's hope not. Please don't live in your office. I'm doing my best not to do that this year. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this or you'd like some additional videos on space makeovers, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from the designer side of our subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like what you see in our videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. This is Sarah from Dan and Sarah Makers signing off. See you next time.